welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another week of old school cops. We got two videos that were sent by you guys, and we're going to sit here with my co-pilot Shane, and we're going to dissect them. We're going to give it to you like we normally do, 100% unbiased assessment. If the cops is right, we give them their props. We say good job. If they're wrong, we tell you why they're wrong. So stay tuned and let's watch this video.
All right, which one we doing first?
They don't even matter. Both of them are good videos.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, did you ever get that the first one edited?
Yeah, I'm working on the intro. It's already edited and everything. I'm just working on the video. I mean the intro. All right, here we go with the mistaken identity in the SUV.
Okay.
Window down! Put the 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 window down! Put both of your hands out the window right now! Put both of your hands out the window!
I got commands.
Go ahead.
You, with an outside hand, reach out, open the door. Watch your crossfire. Okay, real slow, left hand, do it from the inside. You come out with a gun, we are going to end you. Do you understand? There you go. Come on out.
I gotta put the time clock.
Put it in park. Real slow. Everything real slow.
I'm gonna shoot you in your head if you come up with anything other than that.
All right, real slow.
Y'all got the long
Slow down. Somebody shut off that siren. Left hand, real slow across your body. Undo your seatbelt. I got you. You look at me, nobody else. You do what I say, you'll be okay. Real slow, come out of that car. You guys got cover?
Got cover.
Face away from me. Face that car. Walk back to me, real slow. Now move, hands behind your back right now.
Oh, correct, man. I don't have any weapons. I just came from Costco, dude.
All right, do not move. 61 to 10.
You guys gotta be
Down on that. We're going to explain everything in a minute, but we're going to do it safe. We thought you were the guy.
No,
all right?
sir.
You're not. I understand that. All right? Hey, listen, look at me. I this up.
Okay.
Understand that? I'm going to give you my card. This is on me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely on me. Let's clear these roads out of
Y'all threatening to shoot me in the head and shit. Don't move. Put your hands up. Like,
You're right.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, well, listen.
This is ridiculous. I've been out here for 15 years and never have I once in my life. My man, nothing,
But
dude.
you have to look at it.
My man, nothing, dude. That shit.
He's got every right to.
Unacceptable.
You are absolutely
Especially you, Harvey. Especially you, bro.
Okay. All right.
What's your name? My name is Derek House, man. I've been out here. I lived in Woodridge for 10. I've been in Downers Grove for 3, man. I'm a upstanding citizen. My kids go to school here. I'm well respected. That's wrong.
You're right.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
Anything else you want to say to me or need from me?
No, but this is my son.
Fine. You're right.
All right, Shane, go ahead. You first, man.
Man, I'm telling you, wow, this is like a wild west. This is a crazy stop. First off, I'm gonna give the officers an F on this stop. First off, give them an F. We know, Joe, as you and I know, making many traffic stops, that a traffic stop presents really an inherent risk for enforcement officers. But let's go back to training. Every time there is a stop, we got to go back to our training. If you remember, I remember in my school, Joe, it told us that there are like 4 phases of a stop. Phase 1, you got the vehicle in motion. Okay. Phase 2, you have, if I remember correctly, the initial contact. Phase 3 was the roadside investigation. And phase 4 is disposition. I'm going to break it down a little bit. Phase 1, vehicle in motion, requires that an officer make some observations before initiating the stop. Here's some of the observations you do. You run the license plate, do dispatch to see if this car is coming back stolen or not. You stop at a safe location. Second, you stop at a safe location and look around. There's any potential threats or things of that sort. Phase two, which this guy messed up at, is the initial contact. You make strategic demands for the person to get out of the vehicle, but the way the officer did it, get out the vehicle, I'm going to shoot you in the head. That is not how we do a felony, a high risk stop. Okay, that's not how we do it. If we want to, let me backtrack a little bit. If we remember in school, usually when it's a high risk stop, you call for backup. There's two officers. You get the person to slow down, stop the car. First phase, you tell the person to roll down all their windows, please. Have them roll out their windows. Stick your hand out the vehicle. Stick your hand out the vehicle. Maybe take the keys, your left hand, take the keys out the vehicle. Okay. Use your right hand to open up the door and have the person step out. And as you blade it behind your cars, you tell the person to come back, step back to the sound of my voice, step over. You may have them intercollapse their hands, have them come back or kneel down, and then you effect the arrest. What they did was egregious. It didn't make any sense at all. On this roadside investigation, you got to remember, you got to be alert. You got to be intuitive. You got to interpret verbal cues and non-verbal cues. You can tell the driver just looking through the window, he was scared to death. He was scared to death. I would be scared to death if an officer came and told me, I'm going to shoot you in the effing head if you make a move. That is not how you make a felony stop. That is not how you make a felony arrest. This all could have been avoided. Again, I like to go back to my verbal judo. No matter what crime you think has been committed, you always show the potential suspect respect. Tell them you're going to shoot them in the head, get out the car, and then also another thing, you got two officers yelling commands. You got the first one telling them I'm going to shoot you in the head. The other one says I got command, but the first one with the weapon, the AR-15, is still trained and still talking at the same time. At the same time, you got the light siren going on. So it's chaos, it's confusion, and there's no reason to have this type of stop. This is not a textbook stop at all. I don't think anyone, like a point you brought out, I think a couple of weeks ago, Joe, no trainer in the academy will approve this type of high-risk felony stop in the way that's connected. I feel that the officers did a horrible job.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with your assessment, bro. And audience, look, we're not always going to agree, and a lot of times we are going to agree. So I need y'all to take note of that because we talk all the time. Certain things that he says that I'm like, nah, I'll give him a little pushback or he'll push back on something. But for the most part, we're looking at tactics, we're looking at training, we're looking at policy and procedures. Now, I totally agree when he says that it was an F, right? Hands down, it was all wrong. And he described this. I don't have to reiterate that to you about how it was wrong. But what I would like to give him credit for, and this is something you rarely see, is when he knows that he messed up, he had to eat that. Most cops don't do that. They would just roll with it and just keep it going. Cops used to say, put yourself in my shoes. A civilian can't put themselves in your shoes. So I always hate when cops say that. Well, you got to put yourself in my shoes. No civilian will ever put themselves in your shoes and say, okay, yeah, I understand that you told me that you was going to shoot me in the head. That's not realistic. That's not how that works. I do like the way he let him blow off steam. He stood there and he took it. He says, here's my card. Yes, I made a mistake. I give him props for that. And I wish more officers would say, yo, listen, I made a mistake, bro. It was wrong. It was obviously, they was looking for somebody. You could tell the guy had plain clothes on. He wasn't a uniform officer. They mistaken him as somebody else. Most definitely. I totally agree that they mistaken him as somebody else. That was way too aggressive. It was definitely a high risk. What we in old school would say felony stop, right? So I get being aggressive, but when you tell somebody you're going to shoot them in the head, I'm not in agreement with that. And the mere fact that is, depending on their mindset, you got a lot of people that get themselves in situations and they might want to die. And you're telling them that you're going to shoot them in the head would make them suicide by cop. I'm in a bad situation. I'm surrounded. Let me just go out because I don't want to go to prison. So why tell somebody something that you don't know? That's not your job to impose punishments. We're supposed to take people into custody regardless of what they did. We're supposed to take them to custody safely. We don't escalate the situation, and that's what you've seen here. You've seen them yelling. It was they was cross talking. One was saying one thing, the other was saying another. You don't go around telling people that you're going to shoot them in the head. So, like the Sarge said, it was the F. It was an F all the way around, and I give these guys a thumbs down, bro. Sarge, you broke it down. You explained it. Only thing that I say that I liked is that you don't see what cops, they don't take it on the chin. He took it on the chin. He knew he messed up, and he said, listen, I messed up, bro. I thought you was somebody else, and you're not that guy. And the way we came at you.
I totally agree. You're right on that. You got to be accountable. You make a mistake, own up to it. Hey, it's on me. Here's my card. If you want to file a complaint, come down. Here's a name. Here's a number. Here's my sergeant. Right. And you could be, by being more compliant, it may help the guy calm down. He may what? You apologize to me. You know what? I understand, but hey, you can't do that again. You can really de-escalate things by doing that. So I agree with you. He did a good job on that.
I like that he did that because he started out by saying, "Put yourself in my shoes," and I start shaking my head as soon as dude, he's not. This is an innocent guy. You pointed a gun at his head and said, "I'm going to shoot you in your head." Right. What makes you think saying "put yourself in my shoes" is going to make him feel any better? The best thing he did was, I was wrong. It was my fault. I thought you was somebody else. I'm sorry. You have a right to be mad. And he does. Anybody who's innocent and didn't do anything wrong should not be subject to getting a gun pointed to their head. And then the officer telling them, "I'm going to shoot you in the head." So, it was definitely all wrong. Can you imagine if they'd have did it the right way? Even because mistakes do happen. I guarantee you would have reduced the amount of anger that this guy had. Right? Exactly. The whole yelling at him. You had multiple people yelling at him. Then you had an officer telling him, "I'm going to shoot you in the head." And then he even not the guy. You could have easily did it the right way. Sir, put your hands out the window, cross, take your left hand, cross over. You could have did the whole 9. And then after the fact, no innocent person wants to go through that by far. But it would have eased it, I believe, just a little bit more. Because now he's not like, "Oh, you scared the hell out of him." Then you say, "I'm going to shoot you in the head." In this day and age with all these shootings and all these unjustified shootings, you're going to tell this guy, "I'm going to shoot you in the head"? Nah.
Exactly. Nah. And also, Gerald, the cop, he was so hyped up and so excited, he could have pulled the trigger by accident. He had no control. Yeah, there was no control at all. And we know every time when we draw our weapon, you got to breathe slow, take your time. And what have you. This guy was shaking. "I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." And I suppose he would have shook. And when it pulled the trigger, it's only with a half a pound to pull the trigger. That's all it is. He would have then it would have been a whole other story, man. A whole other story.
Yeah. Well, guys, you heard it from us, man. Old School Cops.